Hey guys, Nicole here. So I wanted to do a layout share for kits number 2 and 3 of the Felicity Jane product kits that I had bulked up probably 2 videos ago. You can see me putting those two kits together. I just did two at a time, where I grabbed things from my stash and bulked those kits up. And so this was, I think, number 2, a little bit of a brighter color scheme. And I'm going to show you really quickly what product I had left. If you happen to just watch that video where you saw me put it together, you can kind of see how much of it I used. And then I'll show you the layouts that I made, and then I'll show you kit number 3. I have them all done. I'm kind of ready to move on to something completely different. Probably will move away from Felicity Jane for just a little while because just their product is very similar, and I'm ready for something a little bit different, maybe brighter, or even maybe I'm thinking Halloween. I'm kind of in the mood to maybe go kind of fill in some of my Halloween gaps. So we'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to show you really quickly what I had left from the kit. And really not a lot. I did kind of pull in some things from kit number 1, and continue to use some of that product if I could. And so some of that may end up in this video as well, but I'm not going to be too picky about that. That's just white paper. So here's all I have left for the paper. And I definitely can make another layout with this. I might challenge myself to try to, these are just white strips here. But I was just with my embellishments I had left, and I was just kind of was ready to call her good. So I'll probably put this in my scrap bin. And this, I think, isn't even a full 12 by 12 sheet. I actually tried to use it and it wasn't full. So I'll put this in my scrap bin, or if I feel like I'm motivated to maybe just put like a quick background page together and set it aside for the future, I might do that. But not a lot left, just a few scraps, no 12 by 12 sheets left. So I'm happy with that. So that is it for paper. And then some things I didn't use at all, and I'll just show these and then put these away. I didn't end up using any of these bows at all, or these kites. Just didn't have pictures that I worked with that would work with those embellishments. So those I'll just put back into my stash. And I'm gonna set these aside here. Okay. Have quite a few doilies left, so didn't really, I think I maybe used one. Maybe. So not a lot of doily usage, which is odd for me. Usually I always put a doily. And I think I used a couple of these, but didn't use a whole lot. I think I used a few. So, which is fine. And then I'm not going to go through all of these, but I used basically the whole package of these except for these two. I used up a lot of these tags that I got from Joann's years and years ago. I used quite a few of those. Used up a good portion of some sticker sheets, so not a whole lot. I'm probably going to do a video after this of what what I do with all of this, how I sort it, separate it, put it back into my stash. I don't know if that would interest anybody, but I thought that might be a fun thing to do. So just a few of the tags left, some of the envelopes and things that I had pulled, a couple of these overlays left there, and then I don't think I think I maybe used, if I used one of those, or if that was something maybe I don't remember what all I started with on some of these partially used packages. I don't think I used those at all. That orange is just too dark. I'll probably put this into my my fall or Halloween stash, these orange and black tags. I think I used part of this. I just would like to get this out of my stash, so I'm going to try to get that used. And, oh, there's one more of these. So this orange. And so these orange, I'll probably stash away into my fall stash or Halloween. So there's a few things, so not a ton. This one I didn't get quite a few layouts made as I did kit number 3, but just because the color scheme is a little bit different, but still happy with how much product I got used, and including some older product. So that was good. Okay, so layouts. Okay. So I did a variety as far as inspiration was concerned. I have been obsessed with a couple of different YouTubers, and their They've been around for forever, and I've watched them off and on for forever. But Victoria Calvin, I caught up on a lot of her videos. I hadn't watched her in a long time. I know she's not really creating content anymore or as much anymore, but I went and caught up on some of her old videos. And then Allison Davis, who has really motivated me. They both motivated me in different ways. Victoria Calvin really motivated me in using embellishments in a more free way. Like, I think she just is really good at placing those. And I've always been pretty decent at layering and those kinds of things and embellishing. But sometimes I kind of put myself in a box a little bit with how I embellish. And I think she just really helped and just kind of going for it. Allison Davis is a little bit different in that she's a little bit more careful, but she uses product in a completely unique and different way, and in a way that is very good for stash busting. Actually, both of them are pretty good at that, but I don't know. I've been enjoying her 6x6 videos, her using a sketch, like translating a sketch in multiple different ways. And I've always used sketches. I've always scrap lifted. So I've been loving her videos. I love her style, and I could not stitch like she does. Like, she stitches everything, but I just love her attention to detail, which is something that sometimes I miss because I rush too fast. I just want to kind of get things done. But sometimes it's nice to take a little time on a layout, maybe make a whole bunch of an embellishment, and like, it was just, I had some fun. So I just did some different things. So this is one of those layouts that I think this is a Victoria Calvin. I'm going to forget, guys. It's been a couple of weeks. I know I just uploaded the video, but I've had it done for a while. So I'll try to remember where inspiration came from, but just so you know that those are two of the more, obvious ones, or the ones that are most likely going to be the inspiration for these. But this one was a lot of fun. Just, I think, 2x2 squares. And I just put some photos in there, intermixed with some fun pattern papers. And I love grids because it allows you to really use up your fun and smaller embellishments, which with Felicity Jane, like their packaging, their like embellishment packages, they did tend to have a lot of smaller embellishments. And so this was a really great way to use those up. And so just a lot, and some older product in here too. Most of it was Felicity Jane, but some of this was like, that was from the Dear Lizzie sticker pack. That was I think a Teresa Collins flag, but then most of these were from the Felicity Jane sticker sheets or die cut pack. I think this is from my stash, the quad, which is, I think, an alpha from my stash. And this, I just put the fabulous quad and just did some detailed pictures of my daughter's quad dorm room that she was in last year with 3 of her friends. And I just hadn't really scrapbooked that yet. I didn't really want to do, like, I didn't need to do full page layouts of like what her kitchen looked like, but I really wanted to document what a different experience this was compared to her dorm room from the year before, or any experience that I ever had in college. So I'm going to journal. I'll probably do some strip journaling above and below here. So I haven't journaled, I think, on any of these yet. I just need to be in the right mood to do that. So I'll probably just do some strip journaling here and down here and just talk about the quad and her roommates. I have a couple other little spots here where I could kind of write some notes or date it, that kind of thing. So love how this one turned out. I love the details. I love embellishing just little squares like that. Use some jewels. I think I used up like 3 or 4 little random bits and piece, like jewel packaging that I had laying around that I had kept opening new packages and not using up a full package before opening up a new one. And so I used up a bunch of fun little embellishment, like bling packages, and it felt good to throw those away. And I'm just trying to get things cleaned out of my stash. So, and a lot of that's because a lot of my scrapbooking I've done the last few years has been on the road. And so a lot of times I'll maybe not pack something, and then I'll go buy it at Hobby Lobby. So then I end up with, a half a pack of clear jewels at home, but then I open up a new package there because I had forgotten to pack them. And so that just happens a lot. So I'm trying to really condense and get all those like partial packages used up and out of my stash, just to clean things up a little bit. And so this has been a good process for that. Just really pulling from my stash to bulk up these kits. Okay, this is another layout. Lots of fun here. It's definitely, this color scheme had a Dear Lizzie vibe to me. And so I did pull more from her sticker book. So you'll see, like, I think Touch the Sky, this one up here was from her sticker book. I did use one of those I think that was just from Hobby Lobby. So I use a variety of hearts and just, again, a lot of the Felicity Jane product and stickers and the tags from Joann's. I had those forever. I did change out the ribbons. They had different ribbons in there, but I just changed them out to white. My white twine that I have on my desk. And it's just a layout about me, myself, a selfie of me and my daughter. I'll journal here and just about why we took that picture. And I'm trying to remember what it was now. I'll have to go back to my camera and look at the context of it. But so just a lot of fun. Oh, I know what we were doing. We went to a tornado because I used this like sun paper. Because we went to they have like these free tornado spotter trainings, and my daughter is obsessed with storms and tornadoes, and so we went to one just for fun and just to learn some more. It's the second one she'd gone to, and so we just took a quick selfie to document it. So I'll journal about that. There's that. There's a couple 8.5 by 11s here. So this is my daughter, and really the color is what cued me into using it for this with this paper collection. She had this green and yellow shirt on. She's fishing. It's not really a hunting and fishing collection feeling kind of collection. But it was just it was more about the fact that she was doing something that, with some friends that she hadn't really done before and that she enjoyed it. And so it'll be more about her than about the actual fishing. So I'll journal on these tags here. And these, again, I've had these in my stash for forever. There were a couple of them that I'd already cut in half. So I just used the other halves I still had left. So they're 2 different sizes. I don't remember what brand they were, but they've been in my stash for years. So I'll be happy to get that sticker sheet used up. I just did fishing with friends, and I put awesome here. Was one of the sticker. I think this is with a collection, maybe, or maybe I pulled that into the stash. Again, I don't remember. I should rewatch my video before I do this, so I remember exactly what was with the collection, what came from my stash, but that's okay. Smile and just did some embellishing, and then used 2 of those tags. So again, those are from Joann's, and then I think this one was with the collection. And then I used, I think, some of the Tim Holtz stickers here, commemorate, adventure. There's that. Okay. And another 8.5 by 11. Again, my daughter, at her new home, she's in an off-campus house now, actually renting a home with friends. And this fit her perfectly because she just loves she's not an outdoorsy girl in that she likes to hike and fish and stuff like that, but she loves greenery and plants and flowers, and she just loves that kind of stuff. So the embellishments in this collection just were perfect just to fit her personality and the things that she decorates her home with and her room with. She loves she has a lot of just the fake potted plants that she puts in her room just to have some greenery, and she's had vines that she's hung down an entire wall from the ceiling to the floor, green vine. She's just, I love her, just knowing how much she loves that kind of stuff. And this collection just worked perfect. So the paper was perfect, beautiful paper. And again, the stickers, the flowers and the plants, and house is black and it's a dark gray. So it just really worked well with documenting this. And there was a home theme to actually both of the collections that I used for 2 and 3, both had a home theme to them. So that worked out perfect. So I just put new home, did some embellishing cluster here, put journey down there, used one of the branding strips. I think actually 2 of the branding strips here. Cluster down there, put friends because she's living with friends. Remember, I think these were from, I think these were from that Tim Holtz booklet here. And then another little cluster up there. So I did pull some black, or maybe that might have been Felicity Jane, just a black heart washi. Put some down there and right there. So very fun. And then this one actually just happened to be perfect. I had just taken these photos and my daughter is wearing this yellow shirt, and there's a lot of yellow in this collection. So I'm like, I'll document her first day of school. And so it worked out really perfect. And so I pulled in, this is definitely a good variety of the Felicity Jane stash and stash from that I had pulled into the kit, because I know this was something I had in my collection for a while. I think it looks like Snipple Stories to me. This collection of books here, I'm pretty sure it's probably Maggie Holmes, maybe. And yeah, just a lot of fun, embellishing around the photos, and then some down here. I just did this little puffy border that will kind of be a good solid base for my journaling, which will be on these lines here. I love this bloom. Was perfect because it's her senior year, and so I thought that was very fitting. Happy, she's very happy it's her senior year. I use a little typewriter there. Again, that was from my stash I'd had for forever. Just tied the title sideways here. I did a piece of pattern paper, and then kind of put my title along that, where that connected to the white background, and just put the last first day, sniff, sniff. So here's a close-up of the clusters. That, again, that was, I think, was Simple Stories. It's like a journal notebook. I tried to just use anything I had pulled that was a little bit more school or office themed, and made that work, because I thought that would work for school layout. So, and then last one. So again, this one was more of a color thing. It had the green and the oranges and the yellow, or the green and the yellows. And I remembered that my daughter had taken, I'd actually scrapbooked all these photos, where her and her friends, when they come back for the holidays and things, will get together and they just like take tons of pictures, and she'll send them to me, and I love that. And so, but I remember that her and her cousin, because they're in the same group of friends, had taken some of them, just them two together. And when I looked at them and realized they were both wearing yellow and green, I'm like, I gotta do it. So I just did a grid and just documented all those fun photos of just them two, because I'd already documented all the group photos, and then just organized, embellished the other squares, and then did like the main, like actual really nice photo of them two together smiling at the camera was the middle one. And I put one of my frames around there from my stash. I think it was a Maggie Holmes frame. Did some embellishing down here. I used up, again, a camera clip from my stash. And just had a lot of fun with this, and with these photos. They're a riot. So I really enjoyed working with grid style. So there's, I think that was a Dear Lizzie sticker book from the sticker book. I'll journal here. And there we go. Okay, so that was it from kit number 2. But I think it was, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layouts. But really, I didn't really have that many papers, and so I really kind of stretched them, I think, a decent amount to get 6 layouts. So I'm happy. Okay, so kit number 3. See how we're doing time-wise. Think we're okay? Okay, kit number 3, I'll show you what I have left, and then I'll show you those layouts. So, you guys, I stretched this one out so far, too, as far as paper. Now, I did have more 6x6. I think I had 2 of the 6x6 paper packs. So, I do have some of that left, but this is all I have left of paper, is these scraps. And mostly, a lot of them are just the branding strips. And I only have this many 6x6 sheets left. So it's a beautiful collection. I loved working with this color scheme. It worked for so many different photos that I had in my camera roll, and some that I had already printed. I didn't use any of this. Big fail. I don't know why. I suppose I didn't have that many tags, and I think I envisioned myself using those with tags. I didn't use any of the sequins, which is fine. I used a few of these, I think, with the very first kit. I don't know if I got any more of them used or not. I might have. Some more paper here. This is an old Teresa Collins. I think I used a couple of the stickers on there. These were with the collection. I used some of the alphas. I think I used about half of this package. I used some of those. I think I pulled this in from the first kit as well. I pulled some of this product in from the first kit, so this wasn't all initially with this kit to begin with. I didn't use it. I used up about half of that. I don't think I used any of that. I used up almost this entire sheet of hearts. Like I love these stickers so much. I used a little bit of the sticker sheets, but I didn't really do any more home themed layouts, and a lot of these were home themed or book themed, so I'll just put those with those types of embellishments. I used a couple stickers of these were Hobby Lobby sticker sheets. I used a couple of those from each. Smaggy Home sticker sheet, I used a couple more things that I pulled in from the first. I used about half of these. Didn't use these at all. And then these Dear Lizzie books, I used some very random stickers from each of those. I think some of those I'm going to break apart. This sticker sheet from Hobby Lobby, I used about half of it. I think I maybe used, I don't know if I used that one at all, but I'm gonna put that in a different part of my stash. I think I used some of these, or I might have, yeah, I think I did, or maybe I did for the last kit that I just showed you. This one, I thought it would work well. I just wasn't able to use it. So, and then here's all the loose pieces. And so not a ton. I did use a few of the cards, but I didn't use a ton of the cards. So I have a lot of those left. I just took all these out of that packaging. I don't think I ended up using any of these. I pulled in some more frames from my stash. So I'm not for sure what in here is stuff I pulled in and then didn't end up using, or I had pulled it initially. So, but I did get a ton of frames used. And then I didn't use doilies at all. And then this is it for all the loose pieces. So all the leftovers of the random, and some of these, again, I pulled in from that first kit that I wanted to try to use up. And some I did and some I didn't. So a few pieces there, but not a ton. I feel like I used a good amount of product. Of my old product, I should say. And that's really what I'm, trying to focus on that a little bit. I just want to get some stuff out of my stash, but I don't want to, I'm just not a purger. I feel like I bought it, I loved it. If I still love it and I know I can use it, then I want to try to use it. So, okay, layout time. Okay. I can find where I put them. There they are. Okay. This was the last one I did, and probably my least favorite, but I still love it. But I was kind of getting to the part, that point in time where you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired of working with this product. I need to move on. But this was a Allison Davis 6x6 paper pad idea. And I didn't actually really break into any of my 6x6 sheets. I actually had just enough scraps that I just cut all these one by one boxes and then just lined them up. And it was a great way to use up all those little bits of scraps. I used up a ton of those, so I wouldn't have to have those in my stash. These I pulled in. I don't think I pulled these in originally. They're from my stash. And then I just used a whole bunch of really fun leftover pieces I hadn't used yet that fit the color scheme. I used some of these bows. This clip from my stash. I had punched a flower and hadn't used it, so I put that there. Layered some of the leftover labels and things. This is kind of a leftover layout. Label there. Some stickers from the Maggie Home sticker sheet. Just kind of this was the only layout that I really tried to use, like this brighter pink. They had one paper in this collection that had this bright pink. Everything else was more of a blush pink. And so I'm like, I really wanted to use that side of the paper because I'd used the other side for almost all the layouts and wanted to have one layout where I used that brighter pink. And so I really tried to make sure you could see that brighter pink in this background, and then just kind of highlighted this photo with a brighter pink frame, and then made sure I got some brighter pink elements onto the layout. So I did some splattering. I pulled out some Heidi Swap splatter or mist to splatter with, and I just did a little cluster up here, little cluster above the photos, and then I'll journal along kind of here and then here and here. Whoops, sorry. And then a little cluster down here. I didn't want to do too many crazy embellishments just because the background was so busy, but okay. And then this one, this is a 2-pager. Hopefully you can see this okay. Yes. Okay, 2-pager here. Again, inspired by Allison Davis, because she tends to do where she does a lot of one type of embellishment and just really layers them. And so I pulled out these flower punches for all these collections. I just felt like these flower punches were, I hadn't used them in a while. They work great with Felicity Jane because she has a lot of floral papers. So I just had a lot of fun. Again, great way to use up scraps, just punching flowers from all the leftover pieces. And I just did photos across. So I used 3 6x6 papers in the background and then just layered the flowers that I punched. Some of them I popped up. I used the hearts in the middle of all of them, and then I interspersed some wood veneer butterflies amongst the flowers. And then I used that sticker sheet with the wood veneer, live, laugh, love. And then I used 2 of these cards that I'd pulled over from that very first kit. And just kind of bookended the photos with those, and then I'll journal on here because it's hard to journal on these because it bleeds. So I'll journal directly onto these tags, and didn't do a ton of embellishment beyond that. So hopefully you can see. I love doing 2-page spreads. I don't do them very often because they always intimidate me, but she has a ton of examples of 2-page spreads, and I just kind of in a place where I have a lot of groupings of photos that have lots of photos that I'm like, I'm going to just try to knock some of those out because I tend to do a lot of more 1 or 2 photo pages, and I'm kind of ready to get some of those other types of pages knocked out as far as ones where you get lots of photos on a spread. And I like using the pocket pages, but I'm in the mood to do 2-page spreads for a little bit here. So we'll see what happens. This is a speaking of 1 page or 1 photo pages. This is a 1 photo page, and just did another great way to use up 6x6 paper pads that have the smaller print and smaller design is just cutting into strips and then layering them behind. I always tend to do more horizontal, so it was really fun to do a vertical background with the strips. And then I used a frame from my stash to frame the main part of the photo, and then did some embellishment on kind of the empty part of the photo to the upper left and then to the lower right. And then I did some splatter mist as well. So here I use a ton of my wood veneer. You guys, I have so many wood veneers. It is ridiculous. So I thankfully used up quite a few of them with this collection, and I'm just really going to focus on getting some of those used up. But here I used up 7 of them. And so a lot of fun. I do need to put, I think, a twine on that tag. That will drive me crazy. So I'll do that, and then I don't know if I'll need a journal somewhere. I might maybe do a couple like journaling strips over here and journal about what the photo was. So as I'm sorry, these aren't completely done. Before I put them away, I will finish them, and I just wanted to get them shown so I can start that process. Okay, another one here of my youngest senior pictures, and just wanted to highlight 3 of them that were in a similar area, and I did the close-up one in the middle, and I framed that. Just layered some papers and used up, again, one of these was from my stash from I think a Hobby Lobby sticker sheet. Punched some flowers, used a tag, or maybe I may have made that. Used a whole bunch of, again, my jewels from my stash. That camera was from my stash. And these letter sticker, or these phrase stickers, I think were Heidi Swap. Most beautiful thing I saw today. Remember this. They're clear, so they're hard to see, but you can, close up, you can see them. Okay. I love this one. So this one was inspired by the fact I'd pulled in these pianos into the kit when I was going through all my loose supplies, and I had this story I wanted to tell. And it's actually, I took a photo from a video I had taken. And so I actually did a QR code. And so if you click on that, you'll see the video of her playing this song on the piano. And I wanted to just journal about how she could just sit down. She could listen to a song multiple times over and over and over, and then she could sit down, she could play it. And she that has that kind of brain. So I'm going to journal about that. I'll journal that up here. If I need to put in some extra strips down here, I can. But I did 2 groupings, and I used both. I was going to just use one piano, but I'm like, I'm going to use them both. They match the color scheme. This had that really pretty like dark yellow in it, and the pink was perfect. And then this had the black and the aqua in it. I just felt like they both were calling to be used, so I used them. And I just did a lot of fun embellishing behind the photo and around the photo and on top of the photo, and then did the cluster up here. And I used up 2 of these, which was fun. And I love this heart paper. I wish I had like 15 sheets of this heart paper. I would use it as backgrounds for all kinds of layouts, but I did use music note wood veneer. I did go into my stash and find that because I'm like, I'll probably do a lot of music layouts, so I'll get them used, but I feel like if I have a themed stash, I might as well use it on a layout that's about that particular theme. So I went and dug for that. I knew I had that. So yeah, perfect. Okay. And then this collection had this like darker golden yellow in it, and it was perfect because my older daughter's senior pictures, she was wearing this kind of goldish camel colored outfit, and it just worked out. The colors were just perfect for documenting both of my girls as senior pictures, actually. So here I used up, I don't know if you go back to the video, the collection came with like this, just this plain fabric sticker and like a felt sticker. And so I used up that entire package on here. So I have some here, here, and up here, and just used it as a kind of a base like layering piece. And then I punched a lot of flowers. I don't know, I was in the mood. Punched a whole bunch of flowers and just did some layering of the flowers. And then I'll journal here. And this is from the Hobby Lobby Paper Studio sticker sheet, but then I layered and actually border punched some strips. I did use up I used up the entire package of this, the borders that were already frayed. Not frayed, but what's the word I'm looking for? They were already cut. Sorry, I just lost the word. I used up that entire package. They were just pre-made borders that were, you guys, I have the scissors right here, and I can't even think of what they're called, but these types of things. So they were just pre-made like cardstock borders that already had that done to them. And so I used up that entire package as well. So sometimes my brain just I just lose the words. I don't know. I suppose it's age. I suppose it's the fact I haven't had coffee yet today. Maybe that's why. Okay, another kind of grid like background, just doing 2x2, I think 2x2 boxes of a bunch of the different patterns and just putting them together and using that as a background. And these I printed smaller to fit them inside the square, and then kept it pretty simple. Just did a little bit of embellishment around the photos. I did use up some of that old, that word and phrase sticker sheet that I had shown you with the very first kit. I think it's Reminisce, that I had for forever. I used a bunch of those stickers, a bunch of the little stickers and embellishments left from the collection. And I pulled this in from my stash. I think it was a package of 2, and I used one of them. And then another camera clip from my stash. And I did some splattering. And last one, this one was a prom picture of my daughter her senior year, and I hadn't scrapbooked individual photos of her yet. I think I'd scrapbooked some group photos, but not ones of just her. And she had this really beautiful green dress, and so I just thought it was perfect. The color scheme mostly actually came not just from the Felicity Jane collection, but also that sticker sheet from Hobby Lobby that I had shown you that was really, really home themed. But I was able to pull a bunch of that, and it just had like this really pretty like bronze and the yellow and the aqua in there, and it paired well with his collections, but that tended to be like the base of each of my sections. And so then I pulled in some more of that like rose gold or bronzy color. And so like this was from that sticker sheet, this is from that sticker sheet, these are from that sticker sheet. And then I kind of just went with those colors. And they don't match her green perfectly, but between like all the greens and blues on here, and even the way that the photo looks, like one looks more teal than the other one, just because of the coloring and the lighting, and it just worked. I think it works out really well. So I did use a glassine bag as a background just to give a little bit of a soft texture to the back. I used some of the frames to layer. in 3 places and use a bunch of these hearts, the chipboard and the puffy hearts. You use some more of those clear stickers. I use that. Use one of those bows. So just, again, a good, nice, again, one of these fringed pieces here. Just a good, like, combination of the Felicity Jane product and product I had brought in from my stash. So it definitely can be done. If you have any stash at all, you really can just pull a few things in. Even if the collection is already, pretty well established, just pull in like one package of embellishments that you've had in your stash for a long time and try to use them. It's just a great way. And it keeps them fresh because you're putting them with newer supplies, and so it keeps them nice and fresh. And so I just really like this. I've probably had in my stash for forever. I think that's maybe Amy Tangerine. I've had that in my stash forever, and I'm just like, it's a perfect, like, the yellows are perfect. It's a great way to use it. So anyway, so it's always satisfying to get old product used up. So that is it, you guys. I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll count this as 2, so 7, 8. So 9 layouts I got done with that Felicity Jane kit number 3. And I love them all. So I got a lot done. So I'm excited to get these finished up, journaled, put in their albums. And now I gotta figure out what I want to work on next. I'm kind of in the mood to maybe do like a Halloween, kind of maybe just do something completely different. So we'll see, but I'll be back when I decide what I'm going to work with. I might be back before that. I might go through and like have you guys walk with you guys how I put all these leftover supplies away, and like kind of some things I'm doing organization wise as I'm doing that. So I may do a video on that. We'll see if I'm in the mood or not, or I might just get it done. We'll see. But either way, I hope you guys have a great weekend, or whenever you're listening to this, a great day, and happy scrapping. Great. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.